We got two takes here that we're going to be talking about. The first one has to do with this game on Sunday. They say Chad Henne will get to play at some point in the fourth quarter. Do you guys think this is necessary or unnecessary?
There was news today that Denzel Ward's going to probably be back for the Browns,
Mm-hmm.
and they're getting healthier. So I actually think the Browns will put up a good fight. I think it's going to be at most 2 scores in the fourth quarter, which is definitely not Chad Henne territory. So I'll deem it unnecessary. I think there's a chance it's a blowout. I don't think, of course, I don't think any of the possibilities are the Chiefs are blown out.
Mhm.
It's either Browns close win, Chiefs close win, or Chiefs blowout. But I think the Chiefs blowout option's kind of low on the odds. I would probably bet at. The Chiefs are given 10 by Vegas. Is that what the spread is?
I've seen
I
10
would
and a half at some places too.
I would take those points in a heartbeat for the Browns. I think that's the proper verbiage. I don't really bet a lot. So,
Sure.
Yeah,
I would take that spread for the Browns and probably bet lower than that. So if it's within 2 scores in the fourth quarter, Chad Henne is not coming in. So
right.
I would
Yeah.
say this is unnecessary.
Well, and my pick is 38-24, but I think it's going to be like 38-17 heading into the fourth, and then Cleveland's going to score a touchdown to make it look like a 2-score game that really wasn't a 2-score game. But either way, like, I don't know what the data is behind this, but like, you have those regular season games where the game's obviously out of hand, and then you have a 2-minute drive. Maybe you let Chad Henne play. I don't think that happens as often in the playoffs, like, just from memory of watching playoff games. Maybe if you have Henne come out and kneel down 3 times for the final drive, I don't think that happens. And I don't know if there's a way to track that. I don't want to watch every playoff game in existence, but the only way Henne plays in the fourth quarter is, you know what, I'm not even going to say it. So I think that it's unnecessary, and Henne will not see the field.
For QB sneaks, right, is what you're saying? That's the
Sure.
only way he sees it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be 38-17 heading into the fourth quarter
I do.
with Denzel Ward back?
I do.
Wow. Okay.
I'm
I give Cleveland more credit than that, honestly.
maybe 21, and then they kick a field goal. But I think they're going to end up with 24 points, but they just won't be able to keep up with the Chiefs. And that's not saying a lot about the Browns. I think it's going to say a lot about the Chiefs just going out. No matter who they played, I think this week was going to get pretty ugly.
I'm an eternal pessimist, so maybe that's why I don't think that.
You are, and sometimes it rubs off on me. I can feel it sometimes. Like, oh no, Connor's making me feel bad about the Chiefs now. And
it's
then
a good
Jordan,
dynamic to have.
It's mainly Ben Neiman pessimism. So
yeah,
I'm normally pretty
true.
like, I try to stay in the middle for the most part on almost everything, but this week I'm just feeling confident about the Chiefs. I don't know what's gotten.
I think actually it stems from my article I wrote for SI Chiefs a few weeks ago about rest time.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers were kind of concerning for teams that rested 2 weeks going into the playoffs. It was a low sample size, I'll give it that. But the teams that rested week 17 were 2-4 in their game coming off that rest.
Oh
wow.
Meanwhile, the teams that didn't rest that had a bye were 28-6. So 4 of the 10 losses were from those 6 teams that did rest week 17. So, and the comparisons between the 2011 Packers and the 2020 Chiefs are striking, to say the least. So I'm just a bit concerned about that history. I don't know what the rest time really does to players. I haven't talked to a player about that, of course. So I don't know exactly what goes on with that and what that break kind of does. I don't know if it is rust or it's just hard to say for me personally, but those numbers kind of got me. I was not expecting it to be that stark. And even though the sample size is small, like I said, it was still something that made me go, whoa, that's interesting. So I guess we'll see what happens to the Chiefs.
We will indeed. And, Chad Henne, I think, can come in and quarterback sneaks, kind of like the old Jacoby Brissett situation that they had going for him. And in Indianapolis. That's such an interesting dynamic.
Mhm.
I know that Philip Rivers is an old dude and doesn't want to kind of get into the nitty gritty of things there, but like as soon as Jacoby Brissett comes in, you basically can put everybody on your defense in the middle of the field, right? I mean, that's just
Yeah.
like a giveaway, I think.
They even had him throwing Hail Marys last year.
That's true.
And they didn't do it in the game against the Bills. And guess what? Rivers was 5 yards short of the end zone
Yeah.
on his Hail Mary from like the 50, by the way. It wasn't even
Right.
that far back. So I know Reich said he would be happy to have Rivers back in 2021, but to me, it looked like Rivers just needs to retire to his 45 kids.
Yep.
I agree. There's a couple of those teams, like the Steelers too. I mean, I'm sure that those older quarterbacks are kind of holding them back. I think the Steelers could be much better if they had a decent quarterback. I said it. I don't hear you guys arguing against me. I thought you were going to, but I guess
Ben's
not.
kind of weird
no.
to me because he has flashes of, even Phil
Yeah.
Rivers has this.
Yep.
They both have flashes of their old self still.
Mm-hmm.
But good God, when they don't flash that, it is kind of hard to watch.
Yeah.